Hey guys, it's your pal Victor here, and we just watched Studio 666, the new horror movie starring the Foo Fighters. Stay tuned for my review right now. So I've got another confession to make. I'm not a fan of star vehicles, movies that are designed specifically to push like a product or a person at the expense of like a good story. I don't know how much Studio 666 fits into that. In so much as that it feels more like an episode of like a Ryan Murphy show than it does like an actual horror movie. Like if like this could be like an episode of American Horror Stories, because it very much has that anthology vibe to it. It doesn't help that Leslie Grossman's in it, who I completely identify with that show, and it's more of a, not more, it's a comedy horror movie. But it's like very like it's trying to be like serious but also a comedy horror movie, and it doesn't like necessarily work in that way. Like it's not Evil Dead 2 or Army of Darkness. It's kind of like The Girl on the Third Floor, or but trying to have humor in it, or the Amityville Horror, but trying to be funny. The basic gist of it is the Foo Fighters play themselves. Dave Grohl, the singer, is having a hard time. He's having like writer's block in delivering this 10th album to the label head, who's played by Jeff Garlin, who you probably know from like Curb Your Enthusiasm or the dad on the Goldbergs. He usually plays like a version of a shitty producer, and that's pretty much what's going on here. He's got writer's block, so the producer suggests, hey, I've got this house where you can record your album, kind of like a riff on like when Trent Reznor recorded one of his albums at Sharon Tate's house. I think it was the Broken EP. So they go to this house where it turns out like another band had a dark episode in the 90s, like 1993, and Dave loves the energy of the place, so they sort of take it over. And really, it's not a movie that you can really spoil so much. It's like it's a pastiche of a ton of like scenes from like, or scenes or influences from other horror movies. Like it's part of it is like Evil Dead, part of it is like Poltergeist, part of it is Rosemary's Baby. So it's like those influences and the band having a good time, kind of like riffing on a horror movie in an American Horror Story kind of way. That is the easiest review you can make. That this movie is the Foo Fighters wanting to have fun to do a movie and an American Horror Story kind of vibe, I feel like it probably would have been way better as like, a long music video, like, or it could have been like a short film, like a half-hour short film. That would work much better than this feature-length film does, because it kind of feels like they're scrambling for plot a lot of the time. That's not to say there's not some fun parts. I just feel like the big problem with it is it drags, and Dave Grohl's not that good of an actor, so he's mainly hamming it up since he's basically the main character of the movie. Where he's like, going through a Jack Torrance kind of thing, where he's slowly getting possessed by the influence in the house. But yeah, I could tell you beat for beat what happens, but if you get that gist, you can probably know if you're into it. If you're into seeing Dave Grohl go slowly crazy, Shining style, for like 90 plus minutes, then this is for you. If not, then you're not going to dig it. There's not a ton of music in this movie. There's a lot of guitar riffs and stuff, but it's not like a Tommy kind of thing. It's more like a Scooby-Doo kind of thing. I mean the Who Tommy. So like you're not hearing tons of new songs. You're hearing guitar riffs and stuff like that. Um, that said, for horror fans, there are some good reasons to watch this. There's horror and metal fans. There's a lot of cool cameos in this. Carrie King from Slayer is in this movie. Jason Tross from the FP movies is in this. John Carpenter is in this movie. Whitney Cummings has a very bizarre role in this, but she's good in this. And the other thing I'll say is there's a lot of practical kills in this. So if you enjoy cool, elaborate stage practical death scenes, there's like actually like 2 really good ones. And then there's a couple of CGI ones that are stupid, and one that's kind of a Lucio Fulci homage. So, like I said, there'd be spoilers in this. But, I don't think I'd watch it again. I mean, I'm not going to say I'm the biggest Foo Fighters fan, but I will say if you've seen a lot of the movies it's riffing on, it's fun, like, kind of picking the influence. But other than that, I don't think it has a high rewatch factor. If you're a Foo Fighters fan, this is probably right up your alley. Otherwise, I'd say, if you have the opportunity, it's not going to kill you to watch it. But if you're a horror fan, it's probably going to drag a bit for you. So recommended for Foo Fighters and music fans in that sort of Scooby-Doo meets the Harlem Globetrotters kind of way. For mainstream horror fans, probably not so much. Anyway, if you like my thoughts on this, feel free to check out our other reviews, and we'll talk to you soon. Please subscribe and like, share, tell your friends. Talk to you later. Bye.